For decades, the study of Jewish economics was silenced by the horrors of the Holocaust and the misuse of economic stereotypes by anti-Semites. The trauma of the war and the fear of fueling prejudice made many scholars wary of even approaching the subject, worried that their research could be twisted or misunderstood. Before World War II, scholars often explored Jewish economic patterns, analyzing how Jewish communities adapted to changing circumstances. But after the war, the topic became taboo, avoided to prevent echoing hateful rhetoric or reinforcing dangerous myths that had been weaponized against Jews for centuries. Jewish studies shifted focus to religion, politics, and culture, leaving a gap in understanding how economics shaped Jewish life. This shift meant that the economic contributions, challenges, and adaptations of Jewish communities were often left out of the academic conversation. Ignoring economic life means missing a fundamental part of any community story. Economics is not just about money, it's about survival, opportunity, and the ways people connect and build their futures. Only recently have academics like Professor Derek J. Penslar begun to revisit Jewish economic history, aiming for evidence-based analysis, not stereotypes. Their work is opening new doors for understanding, using rigorous research to challenge old assumptions. The renewed focus seeks to understand the real circumstances and cultural values that shaped Jewish economic life over centuries. By looking at historical records, business ledgers, and personal stories, researchers are piecing together a more accurate and nuanced picture. This approach helps us separate fact from fiction and appreciate the complex factors behind economic outcomes. It allows us to see how migration, discrimination, and opportunity all played a role in shaping Jewish economic experiences. Understanding this history is key to appreciating Israel's modern economic miracle. The story of Israel's growth is deeply connected to the lessons and legacies of Jewish economic life in the diaspora. The roots of Israel's startup nation run deep into the Jewish diaspora experience, where skills and networks were cultivated over generations. These connections and traditions helped lay the groundwork for today's thriving innovation ecosystem. By examining this past without prejudice, we gain a fuller picture of how Israel's innovation and entrepreneurial spirit emerged, and why understanding Jewish economic history matters for us all. To truly grasp Israel's economic DNA, we must look back at the fabric of Jewish life in the diaspora, where centuries of adaptation and resilience shaped a unique approach to commerce and community. There was never a single Jewish economy, but certain patterns, urban living, literacy, and global networks, recurred across centuries, weaving a common thread through diverse communities. Jews were mostly townspeople, artisans, merchants, and professionals, rarely peasants or aristocrats. Their livelihoods depended on skills, adaptability, and connections within bustling urban centers. This urban existence fostered high literacy and numeracy, rooted in religious tradition but also essential for navigating the complexities of commerce, contracts, and negotiation. In largely illiterate societies, Jewish literacy gave them a distinct edge in trade and finance, enabling them to keep records, correspond, and innovate in business. Diaspora communities were linked by religion and family, forming a vast, informal commercial network that spanned continents and crossed political boundaries. Merchants could trust and collaborate with distant associates, facilitating the flow of goods, capital, and information, and building relationships that transcended borders. These networks created a resilient ecosystem, adaptable to changing political and economic landscapes, and able to withstand upheaval or displacement. The result was an entrepreneurial mindset and comfort with risk, traits crucial for modern business and for seizing new opportunities in uncertain times. When Israel was founded, it inherited this rich cultural capital, blending centuries of experience into its national character. This historical blueprint provided the raw materials for building a dynamic, globally connected economy, one that continues to draw on its deep roots while looking boldly to the future. Israel's economic journey is one of dramatic transformation, marked by resilience and innovation at every turn. At its founding in 1948, Israel embraced a socialist, state-driven economy focused on nation-building and equality, where collective effort was seen as the key to survival and growth. State-owned industries and the Histadrut Labor Federation dominated the landscape, ensuring minimal wage gaps and fostering a strong collectivist ethos that shaped daily life and work. By the 1970s and 80s, economic challenges, such as inflation and stagnation, prompted gradual liberalization, with a growing emphasis on manufacturing and the early seeds of a technology sector. The real turning point came in the mid-1980s, when a severe economic crisis forced the government to implement sweeping privatization and market reforms, fundamentally altering the nation's economic direction. This unleashed entrepreneurial energies across the country, encouraging risk-taking and innovation, and shifted Israel toward a high-tech capitalist model that would soon gain global recognition. The government's role evolved, becoming a facilitator that actively supported research, development, and the growth of venture capital, helping startups flourish. Israel's economy pivoted from its agricultural roots and state-run factories to global leadership in high-tech fields, including cybersecurity, medical innovation, and software development. This remarkable metamorphosis showcases Israel's capacity for adaptation and reinvention, turning challenges into opportunities for growth and progress. It's a story of how a nation can pivot its economic philosophy, embrace change, and seize new opportunities to build a dynamic and prosperous future. The Israel Defense Forces, IDF, are a powerful engine of innovation directly fueling the high-tech sector. Mandatory service and a small economy blur the line between military and civilian life, creating a rapid pipeline for technology and talent. Elite units like Unit 8200 train young soldiers in cybersecurity and data analysis, giving them real-world problem-solving experience. These veterans emerge with expertise and networks, often founding startups together. The IDF acts as a national tech accelerator, constantly infusing the private sector with skilled innovators. This direct transfer accelerates development and keeps Israel on the cutting edge. The military's role is central to Israel's startup culture and economic dynamism. Israel's innovation culture is defined by informality, open debate, and solidarity. Authority is loose. Challenging superiors is expected, not discouraged. The Hebrew word chutzpah captures this audacity to question and push boundaries. Teams brainstorm and argue their way to solutions, fostering creativity and rapid adaptation. This environment is held together by a strong sense of shared mission, forged in military service and a challenging geopolitical context. Trust and loyalty allow for blunt criticism without personal offense. While elements of this culture can be adopted elsewhere, its unique mix is deeply tied to Israel's history and society. It's a reminder that business success is shaped by culture as much as by strategy. The modern Israeli diaspora, hundreds of thousands living abroad, has become a powerful economic force. Unlike the historical diaspora, this group remains deeply connected to Israel, extending its reach globally. Israelis abroad act as bridges, linking Israeli innovation with major tech and finance hubs like Silicon Valley and New York. They facilitate partnerships, investments, and the flow of talent and ideas back to Israel. Many return home with global experience, fueling new ventures and leadership. This network gives Israeli companies an inside track in global markets. The Israeli diaspora is now an integral part of the startup nation's global success. Israeli and American Jews share heritage but differ in economic drive and risk appetite. American Jews have achieved high levels of education and professional success, often following established paths in medicine, law, and finance. This security encourages a more conservative approach, less risk, more focus on maintaining comfort. In contrast, Israel's economic culture is restless and ambitious, shaped by necessity and a history of existential threats. The startup mentality persists, with a collective drive to innovate and build globally impactful ventures. Military experience fosters risk tolerance and a sense of mission. For Israelis, nation building is ongoing, and the memory of scarcity is recent. American Jews have focused on integration and stability within the U.S. economy. Both groups are successful, but channel their energies differently. One consolidates, the other disrupts. Environment and history shape these distinct economic cultures. Israel's economic success is rooted in culture, not genetics or destiny. Professor Penslar emphasizes that shared values, historical experiences, and learned behaviors shape economic outcomes. Cultural analysis explains how literacy, urban networks, and adaptation as a minority fostered a unique economic toolkit. Israel harnessed this legacy through institutions like the military and a supportive venture capital ecosystem. The result was not inevitable, but made possible by this cultural inheritance. Chutzpah and solidarity are learned context-driven behaviors. Focusing on culture allows for nuanced, stereotype-free discussions about economics and ethnicity. Israel's success is written in its history and dynamic culture, not its DNA. Israel's future depends on both innovation and adaptation. While it leads in high-tech, global competition and reliance on venture capital pose challenges, Israel excels at refining and scaling existing technologies, as seen in its water desalination achievements. This adaptive genius is a natural extension of its improvisational mindset. Mastering and improving global technologies will be vital for future prosperity. Whether in energy, agriculture, or healthcare, adaptation ensures Israel's continued relevance. Israel's culture of practical problem-solving will keep it influential on the world stage.